What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here. We got to talk about this Cardinals game again, and Albert Pujols again, just defying the odds, defying Father Time. 2 more homers for Albert Pujols, 692 now for his career, and not cheapies, both off the lefty, Madison Bumgarner. One of them traveling, I actually made some notes here, 437 feet to left center there. And one of the things that's amazing about Albert the last couple years is it seems like every week or so you see him passing one of the all-time greats. He's passing Babe Ruth or Lou Gehrig. And last night he passes Stan the Man Musial in total bases. So Albert Pujols now second all-time in total bases to Hank Aaron. And I think that does a great job of putting in perspective how great Albert Pujols has been, that he keeps passing folks like Stan Musial, and he's behind Hank Aaron, and he's 42 years old, and last night did something that nobody in the history of baseball had ever done. 4 hits and 2 home runs for a player in Major League Baseball 42 years or older. So we'll come back and talk a little more about Albert Pujols, but also overall, this Cardinals team, especially when they're playing bad teams, when you're watching them, even if they're behind early, you just always get the sense they're going to come back and win the game. And oh, by the way, they didn't just win this game. They freaking won by 9 runs. After they trail early, they win 16-7. It wasn't just Albert. You have Paul DeJong with a grand slam. Paul Goldschmidt, all right, 4 RBI in this game. He also goes yard. On the season, 31 home runs. And with the 4 RBI, now eclipsing 100 RBI for the season, he should be your National League MVP. Mentioned DeJong. Albert, of course, unbelievable. How about defensively? The play there where Nolan Arenado coming across the diamond, charging barehand right to the throw, and then an unbelievable pick by Goldie. That's not an easy pick whatsoever. Kind of handcuff him there. That's why both those guys are Gold Glovers. And you saw Nolan Arenado smiling after that play. Amazing defensive play. Now, on the pitching side, Dakota Hudson, rough again after they skipped his start. I don't see any scenario where Dakota Hudson has a spot in the starting rotation in the postseason. That's why Jack Flaherty, I'm not saying we should count on him because of health reasons, but if he is healthy, you want Jack Flaherty in that rotation. Dakota Hudson right now, he's not getting the job done. Andre Palante has been a stud all season long. Jordan Hicks also really rough once again. Doesn't record an out. He's been shaky. Some bad luck in the last week or so, but also he's been a bit shaky of late. Sometimes in that second inning, he's been a victim of some bad luck, but last night was just a rough one for him. I will say, I want to hear from you guys. I'm not a fan at all of those jerseys for the Cardinals. I know the throwback baby blues back in the 80s, Whitey Ball looked cool with the pullovers, Sansabelt pants. I'm not a fan of the baby blues. What do you think? Let me know. Am I wrong? Do you love them? Is it a nice Saturday tradition for you? But this is starting to feel like a special season for the Cardinals. They just got it rolling. They got it rolling post trade deadline. Now, the one thing I'll say, though, is as good as the Cardinals are, they're also in a stacked National League this year. So as well as they're playing, I'm still not so sure that they're better than, let's say, a Dodgers, a New York Mets, and a Braves team. So while it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Cardinals end up winning that wild card series, I think they're going to win the division. By the way, I think they're going to win the division by several games. Wouldn't surprise me if they win the National League Central by 5, 6, 7 games, the way things are going right now. But if you win that wild card series, now you're most likely going to have to beat Dodgers, Braves, and Mets, most likely those teams twice to get to the World Series. And as good as the Cardinals are, Mets are really good. Stacked rotation of righties. Edwin Diaz on the back end. You know about the Dodgers. I actually think the Cardinals, though, match up better pitching-wise against the Dodgers because the Dodgers have so many lefties and the Cardinals absolutely crush lefties for the year. You've seen that, and it happened again last night against against Madison Bumgarner. And then the Braves. The Braves are the team you kind of sleep on a little bit. You forget they're the defending World Series champs because we always mention the Dodgers and the Mets so much, but the Braves could be the best team in the National League as well. So it's a stacked National League, and the Cardinals are going to have to beat a lot of quality teams to get to the World Series this year. All right, we'll finish up back with Albert Pujols. Again, I made some notes actually for this beautiful video outside with the birds chirping early on a Sunday morning. So Albert Pujols, since the All-Star break, now he's been really good in July, but he's been insane in the month of August. But since the All-Star break, here's his slash line: 438 batting average, 491 on base percentage, 938 slugging percentage for a 1428 OPS since the All-Star break. That's incredible. So he's been an absolute weapon July and August. Had some rough months there. May and June was pretty good in that first month of the season, April, but the guy's unconscious right now in the last couple of months, especially in the month of August. And then here he is over lefties overall for the season. These numbers are incredible. Albert Pujols versus lefties this year is like an MVP player if you were to put that over the course of the season. I mean, he's much better actually than an MVP player. Against lefties this year, 381 average, 423 on base percentage, 774 slug for a OPS of almost 1197, and he's also just providing these amazing moments. I can't think of a better way for Albert Pujols to finish his baseball career. He was so amazing his first 11 years with the Cardinals. He was the best player in baseball. He signs the big deal with the Angels. He goes there for the first half. He's a pretty good player, but the Angels almost never make the postseason. I think the baseball world forgot about Albert Pujols a little bit, and they're remembering the greatness this season because the second half of his contract with the Angels, then he goes to the Dodgers. Albert Pujols really fell off. But the fact that you're seeing him now, and we're seeing glimpses, especially versus lefties, but hey, that's fine. He's 42 years old, 42 plus, whatever it is. The fact that you're being able to appreciate the greatness of Albert Pujols again, one of the historic great players in all of baseball, which again, it's very obvious when you see that he's passing Stan Musial and Babe Ruth, and he's up there with the likes of Hank Aaron now in total bases. And here he is at 692 home runs with a legit shot at 700 this year. Every time he hits one, Danny Mac is perfect on the call. He's got 40-something games left, 8 homers to go. Also, you can pass Alex Rodriguez there, but that 700 number is the one that everybody wants. And at this point, how can you count him out? I mean, I'm not saying he's going to do it, but the way he's swinging right now, and you're hitting a couple of homers a game twice this week. Remember, he did it last weekend as well. The fact that Albert is locked in like this, I'm not gonna try to say he can't do it. And it just feels like a special season for the Redbirds. So, all right, I'll wrap it up a little longer than normal, but incredible game. Albert Pujols has been incredible once again. Drop me your comments. Please, if you like this video, give us a like. Give us a subscribe if you haven't yet. Throw a comment out there. It all helps in the YouTube algorithm. And, these videos are free. I know you have to watch a couple ads, but it's free content, and it really helps out the YouTube creator if you like the video, if you subscribe if you haven't, and if you throw a comment in there and get the dialogue moving. All right, well, Cardinals going for the sweep. Cardinals are just destroying teams, especially the bad ones here. And also the Brewers are just running into a Cubs team. You had a crazy walk-off. Cubs won that game yesterday. So the Cardinals are also distancing themselves and creating a little space there in the National League Central. All right, have a great Sunday, everybody. Drop me your comments. Once again, please comment, like, subscribe. Have a great Sunday, and we will see you soon.